So you know what, it's one of those ones. We are pioneering something which we have never ever done on this channel before. We are looking at multiple stocks in the same video, in the same context, because the three stocks which we are going to look at in this video kind of talk about the whole market sector at the minute, and that is of course online health. So when we're having a quick look at these stocks, please do include any other stocks which may be following a similar pattern. Obviously I'm going to explain everything in the video, so please do like and subscribe. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber milestone, so if you could help us get there as soon as possible, honestly, thank you to you. So yeah, of course, if you want to come and join us on Discord, absolutely feel free to. Link is in the description. Obviously, we're going to be talking about stocks and everything over there, so yeah, come and join us. So we're going to have a quick look first at each one of the stocks patterns, and honestly they're all kind of following a similar pattern. I'm going to be talking about why, and then I think we'll talk about what I expect for the future for all of these stocks. So we're going to start off at the very first stock, and alphabetically also the first stock, I do believe. We are going to start off looking at Cloudmd stock. So we all know this stock. It was positive on Friday, only slightly though, and it was also very volatile throughout the day, seeing high points and extremely low points in the same day. That was quite the big increase, and then subsequently quite the big decrease, but ending off the day not much lower than what we did start off, and actually kind of higher. So looking out to 5-day, we are still red on this stock, but only just. We saw a big recovery on the Friday and on the Thursday, sorry, where we saw the stock price bounce almost back to where it was at the start of the week, which is obviously a good thing to see. Looking out to 1 month though, we are still red. However, it does look like it's potentially going up now. I'm going to be talking about why we're red and why it's going to be going up in the future. But yeah, 6-month period, we're going to be talking about that in a completely different episode, because this kind of does not follow the pattern of the other stocks, but it is up on the 6-month if you're wondering. So now, another one which we've looked at before is Teledoc Health. Similar kind of market sector, similar kind of business. This one was quite significantly green on the Friday. You can see that we started off on 192, finished on 200 exactly, not bad. Quite a big linear path. The 5-day period, we are quite green as well, seeing big increases towards the later part of the week. On the 1 month, we are kind of, and I say kind of because it's kind of loosely, I don't know why I've crossed it off, but we're going to look at the 1 month and we're going to compare this to Cloudmd. We are kind of following a similar pattern in the sense that it's been going down towards the start of the month. We're going to be talking about why in the future in just a moment, and obviously on the 6-month, very volatile stock, but like I said, we're just looking at the past month or so looking at this video. So now we're going to look at Well Health stock. I believe this is a similar kind of stock. We haven't really covered this one on the channel before though. 1 month is a very similar pattern towards Cloudmd and also Teledoc, in the sense that it's been going downwards quite rapidly. Obviously, looking at the 5-day, we are still red on this one. Once again, not as much so as we were on the 19th, but we are still red. On the 1 day, we are green with quite high volatility as well. Opening at about 7.19, finishing at 7.25, so you can see how that one played out. So one thing which I want to talk about when we're looking at why these stock prices have dropped, now please don't get me wrong, because in my last Cloudmd video, people got me absolutely wrong and disliked the video. But whether you like Cloudmd stock, whether you hate Cloudmd stock, is very important to look at the facts. And the facts are a vaccine has been found. Now, don't dislike the video yet, because this does not mean the end for Cloudmd stock, but it's definitely something to consider. And I think that was one of the reasons why the stock price has been selling off for all 3 of these companies recently. That's my opinion, but it does not mean that the stocks are done for reasons which I'm about to explain. First things first, obviously the vaccines are only a trial process. They're not actually out to the public yet, or at least majorly to the public, which means we are still going to have to abide by social distancing, lockdowns, whatnot. You know, the kind of rubbish, I was going to say something that's stronger than, which people have implemented for us, and you know how the system works. Obviously, what this means is doctors' surgeries and whatnot, you can't really visit them as much, same for shops and everything. So obviously there is still going to be a lot of time for these stocks to grow. I think Q4 is going to be good for all of these stocks actually. I think it's going to be a very positive year for these stocks. But you know, I think that obviously what happened this year has kind of increased the amount of growth to a level which it should not have been at. but that does not mean anything for the stock. I think that what we're seeing is a small correction at the minute. That does not necessarily mean anything bad. So please do not dislike the video for me saying that. That's just my opinion. But I think the stock prices are coming back now, and I think that's fair enough. A decent amount of correction as people do realize that actually the vaccines aren't coming out at the minute straight away. And even if the vaccines do come out, it does not necessarily mean anything. From a market point of view, we're going to look at some of the benefits. We're just going to have a quick look at a few of these. Obviously, it's cheaper for the company, it's cheaper for patients, it reduces the practice's overhead whilst increasing their revenues, it advances a new business model, it allows you to expand it to more patients more efficiently, and a few other things which obviously make this a fantastic model which should be implemented in all doctor surgeries around the world. However, it is important to note the market sector has obviously been growing for years. It's at 38.7 billion right now, according to the United States figures. So obviously that's in America. But it is important to note when we have a look at this graph, which we're going to do just now, I think that the growth which we have seen in 2020 is kind of what was projected to be about 2027. So yeah. Do I see these stocks growing into the future still? Absolutely, I see these stocks growing into the future. Please do not get me wrong. But I would say 2020, the stick for 2020 is definitely a lot longer than what it perhaps should be or what it was forecast to be. And I think subsequently, the prices of these stocks have kind of gone up a bit too much. Obviously, it does not look like the situation we're in is coming to any kind of an end soon. However, it's just something to consider. The prices may dip ever so slightly. Now, don't hate me for that. Am I going to say that these stocks are still a long-term hold to keep? Yes, in my opinion, they all are, or at least the first two are. Obviously, no hate to Well Health stock, but we've just not covered it at all on the channel, so I can't really say. But from the ones that we've looked at, which are obviously Cloudmd and also Teledoc, Health, they were decent companies, to be honest. Decent share prices, decent models. Obviously, the one thing holding back Cloudmd was the fact they were in Canada, and obviously only Canada. Nothing, no hate to Canada, obviously, but expanding to the rest of the world is obviously going to be a smart move for the company. Looking at Teledoc, we were seeing good things as well. Generally speaking, very strong company. Share price at $200. Nice to see. Market cap at 28 billion, almost even 29 billion to be honest. So obviously that's a strong company. Looking at Well Health as well, that's at 1.3 billion, so relatively small in comparison. Is that similar to what Cloudmd is at? Apparently we can't tell, but yeah, it's a relatively decent company as well from what I can see. But I would definitely not worry about these stocks if you weren't worried before. But I think it is important to realize why these companies are going down. Now, what you decide to do next is completely up to you. What I think you should definitely do though is like the video and subscribe, and definitely tell me whether you are buying and holding these stocks. Also, come and tell me that on Discord if you want to. Come and join us on Discord if you want to. It's a great community to talk about stocks, and it's just a really fun place to be. So yeah, thank you for your time, and of course, tell us if you are buying and holding and seeing this as a dip opportunity to buy the dip on the stock. So thank you for your time. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.